Hey guys, welcome back to the studio. In today's video, I'll be sharing the tools that I used when I started my calligraphy journey. If you're planning to start your copper plate journey or any calligraphy journey, so I would highly recommend you to start using paper this, which is called the JK XL bond paper. It is a very nice paper because it has a GSM of 90 gram per square meter is the full form of GSM. And why is it so important? Because in calligraphy, obviously we will be doing the calligraphy with ink, so it should be at least little thick so that it can hold some ink and ink does not blot. The second paper which I consider is JK Sidar. JK Sidar is a very nice paper. It is very super white. As you can see, this is JK XL bond paper and this is JK Sidar. This is a little pale in color and this is super white. So if you are planning to do any vintage works, you can start with JK bond paper, and if you are planning to do any modern work, you can go with JK Sidar paper. JK Sidar paper is 100 GSM and this one is 90 GSM. So it's again up to you. So for the commission work, I always use handmade sheet. This one is from Anupam and it is of 200 GSM sheet. You can go from 200 GSM to 300 GSM. Initially I used to use 200 GSM, but I guess now I like 300 GSM. This is the pack of sheet that I use mostly. Nice for any commission work or for anything, like if you are planning to make something which you need to make it last long, you can definitely go with these handmade papers. So the first thing which I used in the very initial period of my calligraphy is this ink, which is Camel Special Waterproof Drawing Ink. But after that I realized that it is not suitable for using in nibs. So then I switched to Parker ink, which is this. It is a very nice ink and I thought this is the best ink in the whole world that I can use. But after that I attended a calligraphy workshop from Avinash sir, and then he introduced me to a very nice ink which is called Walnut ink. To be honest, I cannot find any ink which is the best except walnut ink. There are few reasons why. Because walnut ink comes in crystal. These are the crystals. So how we make this ink is we simply pour these crystals in this jar and add warm water, and then after that it will suddenly convert into an ink. And the best part is, when we are done with copper plate calligraphy or any calligraphy, we even don't need to wash the nib. We just need to take a tissue and just wipe it off. It is so easy. After that I was introduced to Sumi ink. I am little afraid of using Sumi ink. Why? Because I don't know, Sumi ink is kind of permanent. It destroyed my nib. Like in the beginning I was using walnut ink and I used to left my nib even if it is all inked. And when I did the same thing with Sumi ink, my ink corroded and I just cannot explain how painful it was for me. This is the nib. It is so corroded, and as you can see here we have some ink. Like I left my nib with the ink and now I cannot take it off. Like, to be honest, it has seriously destroyed my nib. Look at the opening. But then again, Sumi ink is really nice for those who are expert. And since Sumi ink is very permanent, like you need to clean your nib often as much as possible so that it does not stick to your nib. And the last thing is, this ink is very pigmented. Like you can obviously use it directly, but I always dilute it. Even after diluting, it is so much permanent, like so much opaque. This is the work which I did with Sumi ink. As you can see, it is absolutely opaque even after diluting so much water. As nibs are very tiny, so I guess they may not be visible in this camera or something like that, but I will try my best to introduce each and every nib that I used. So this one is the nib which I bought from Lajpat Nagar. And why I did so, because at that time there was my friend Gaurav. He told me that there is a nib which opens up with pressure and closes up when we lift it out. So I was so fantasized by that I suddenly went to Lajpat Nagar and saw and asked them that I need nibs. So they showed me few nibs and I selected this. and to be honest, I don't even know what is the name of this nib, but this nib is very, very flexible, and I would never suggest to those who are starting out. And after that, I went to a stationery named Khalsa near our college, which is at Supreme Court. I bought this nib, and again I was at the beginning of my journey. I even don't know the name of this nib, but this nib worked best for me. It was an average, its flexibility was average, and I absolutely loved it. Now after that, I attended workshop, and there Avinash sir introduced me to these two nibs. This one is Nikoji and this one is a vintage nib. And to be honest, everybody refer Nikoji to the beginners. It is up to your choice, but even if you are getting Tachikawa G in any of your local store, you should definitely go for Tachikawa G. They both are kind of same, they both are beginner friendly. After that, I started using the vintage nib. The point of this vintage nib is not that much fine as compared to Nikoji. It is slightly broad, so it's up to you what works best for you. After that, I saw many Instagram pages, and I saw that Susan Cunningham is using two nibs which are called Hunt 22B and Hunt 101. She said that these two nibs work the best for her. So I immediately ordered these two nibs, and she was absolutely correct. My favorite nib is Hunt 101 and Hunt 22B. These are the best because they are flexible. They are not that much hard to pressure. Again, these are professional nibs, and if you are doing any commission work, you can go for them. The best thing about these two nibs is that they have very fine line. Like, you can literally make a line that is not even visible with these two. Otherwise, Nikoji's basic line is not that thin. It is like this. But if you consider these two nibs, their fine line is very, very fine. And then after that, I jumped to Principal EF, Tachikawa G, and Pumpkin nib. These I haven't used so much, so I cannot review them as of now. Let's talk a little bit about holders as well. So this one is a straight holder from Montmartre, and it is called a straight holder, and straight, by the word straight holder we mean we have to insert nib in the center. So if I pull it off, you can see it has 3 circles, which means you can add different size of nibs in it. If you are doing modern calligraphy or any other calligraphy which is not that italic as compared to copperplate calligraphy, you can definitely go for straight holder. But obviously there are many people who do copperplate calligraphy with straight pen. It's again up to your preferences. I go for oblique holder. You know, in the very beginning I was again like you guys, like, how can people write with this kind of weird pen? It is so different to use, and the nib is not even in center. How can people be comfortable in using this? But to be honest, you must try it out. You will be amazed, I guarantee. I have 3 holders. The first one is from Orion Kelly. I will add link to the description. This one initially was in blue color, but then the blue color faded away, so I painted it in black. And again, it is not that much pretty now because it's been a while. Orically holders are really very nice holders. You can go for it, definitely. Like, I'm not getting paid for referring them, but it is just my personal preferences. And after that, I was introduced to this Moblique holder, which is from Louis Creations, and it is again not from India. And the speciality about this is that we can open it up and we can put some nib, like 2 nibs, and then close it. It has a storage, which is the reason I bought this. After that, I got this pen customized, and it cost me around 2000. I literally invested. It was such a huge investment for me at that time, but it was worth investment. If you think that all the holders are same no matter what you're using, you are absolutely wrong. each holder is different, each nib is different, each paper is different, and the combinations are also different. If you think that Parker ink is working on one kind of paper, it is not definitely sure that it will be working on other kind of paper. That's it, guys. But there's a bonus point for you. If you're planning to start your copyplate journey, you can download this free guide sheet. Link is in description. You can just enter your details and you will get these sheets. And if you are thinking of buying all this stuff and you have no idea from where to purchase it, you can just comment down below and maybe I can make another video on them from where you could purchase all this stuff.